Hey guys, this is our Draw My Life, but we're doing Drawing Our Friendship. So this is Brian and Maggie, and back in high school, about 8 or 9 years ago, Brian and I met while we were doing the play Macbeth. And I was a senior and he was a freshman. And he played Donalbain and I played Witch Number 3. So that's when we met, and right away I was like, wow, he's cool. So we started hanging out a lot. And we were so awesome in the play that, people threw roses on the stage and stuff. At the time, Brian was living at High Rock Lake, and so we'd always go over to his house and hang out there, and that's when we really started getting really close, and it was good, and we'd always take my car, this little red Mazda, and go on road trips and stuff, especially to the beach, and we'd listen to this mixed CD of 80s cartoon theme songs, which I still have, by the way. We'd do those kind of things and just go drive somewhere because we felt like it, and we had really cool parents. But then, since I was a senior, I graduated and I was off to college. So we had to say goodbye, but I still came home every weekend because it was only an hour away, so it was okay. And then a few years later, Brian went to college, and he was at NC State, and I was at UNCG. So we were still apart, but that was okay, because we still saw each other a lot. I'd visit him, and he'd visit me. But then, the best thing ever happened. Brian transferred to UNCG, and I was a second-year senior. It's my 5th year in college. I got a little bit behind. And then, since we were at college together, we decided to be roomies. So we got an apartment together, and then we got a second apartment together, and then we moved to a house, and we had a dog, and she was crazy. And her name was Sadie, and she'd lick all the time. We had a lot of fun living in Greensboro together, and we had other roommates too. But then it was time for me to graduate from college, and I flipped everybody off. No, I gave them all the thumbs up. And I got a diploma, and Brian was studying film. So he said goodbye to me. And I was off, out of school, but I was still in Greensboro. I started working at Old Nerdy. And that's when we started making our own videos. So we'd do car videos of us singing along with the radio, and what we called blog vlogs back then, before it was the cool thing to do. And Brian was still in school, and I was working, and then I got a job on a cruise ship, and so I moved to Hawaii. And it was sad to be alone for Brian, and it was sad for me to not have my friend around, but it was a really good opportunity, and I loved it, so I talked Brian into coming with me. And he came out and got a job too, and we were together again, yay! But he didn't like it very much, because he had a sucky job where he had to clean up poop and throw up all the time, so he left. But I stayed on the ship. And then about 2 years later, right after Brian left the ship, he went to Florida and he started working there at Universal Studios. And I was still on the ship, and I made some new friends, and I had my job and stuff. But every single vacation, I'd come home for 5 weeks at a time, and we were reunited. And it was awesome. And we still hung out, and it was like nothing changed, even though we had been apart for 5 months. And so that's what we do now, and now we're drawing our friendships, because, we like each other so much. And Sadie's right next to us, and she's still crazy, and licking everything, so that's cool. And we're best friends forever, and ever, and ever, and ever! Oh my god! So that's us. We're Brian and Maggie, and we're best friends forever. So, this has been really fun. We left out some details, but that's okay. Thanks for watching. You guys are awesome. Good luck.